Hi, this is Taryn, and welcome to another episode of the Fashion Insider Trading Tips. And this week's topic is on the scout, being scouted for Vogue. Yep, where do we go to scout? Any and anywhere. Anyways, as usual, I'm going to share a story. Um, Hopefully, it makes sense and stuff there. I was on an island in 2002. I was asked to go to this island to be a judge at one of their model contests, and a beautiful island and great. It was a great event, and the winner was chosen. She was a beautiful girl. Um, but in the audience, after the event, was this girl that I saw, and I thought, in hell, she should have been in the contest. She would have won. This girl is amazing. So, anyways, I went up to her and I said, why weren't you in the contest? And she said, the guy who scouted her thought she shouldn't be in the contest. I said, why not? So, anyway, she says, I don't know. You'd have to ask him there. So I went and I asked him. I said, this girl is amazing. I want to represent her. Why weren't she in the contest? So he said, he started giving me this evasive answer. Like when people going around, they're circling, it's like being on an airplane, and, especially a plane that has to wait because traffic control hasn't given them the permission to land yet, so they have to keep circling around. So that's what he was doing, circling around with an answer until I said, what? And then he finally said, well, she used to work in a strip club. She used to be a stripper or whatever, something like that. So I'm like, oh, okay, big deal. I don't judge her. God don't judge her, any of us. So big deal. Keep it moving. She's great. Let's represent her. you know. So I think he was taken aback by my answer. But anyways, he said, oh, okay, but you sure? I mean, and he kept being hesitant about it. So anyways, convinced him that I want to represent her and that she should come to New York. This was, I think, in the May or June of 2002. So I'd asked for her to come in August so that we could prepare her for New York Fashion Week. So August comes and comes around, and then he goes, oh, Tyrone, sorry, she's not going to be able to make it because she has some problems with passport problems and stuff there. Not visa, but passport problems here. So I thought, oh, it's kind of a bit bizarre. Anyways, so we decided that she would, at the end of the year, that she would go to, either come to New York in January or to London. But as the story goes, for many of you who knows, in 2003, at the start of 2003, I decided to walk away from the business. So I gave my notice at the start of February, and on February 28, 2003, I quit the business. I left the business as an agent, and the next day, March 1st, I was on a plane to Brazil. Chilled out in Brazil. Love that place. It's such an amazing country, beautiful people, great culture, everything. Just love that place. Anyways, so in Brazil, I'm there having conversations with God, walking along the beach, going to carnival, just by myself, just enjoying the beauty of the country. And then I got a phone call from a friend of mine, a photographer in New York, who said, Tyrone, that model that you found on that island, well, she's in London. I said, yeah, I know, she went to London. That was part of it there. And he says, yeah, but what you don't know is that she just shot Vogue. What? He said, yeah, her first job, French Vogue. She shot, I think, 8 pages by herself. He was like, what? So cool. It's so cool that you get your first job, and your first job is Vogue. Here was this girl that worked in a strip joint. That God could go all the way into a strip joint and had someone scout her out of a strip joint and pull her out and put her on the pages of Vogue. That's the bomb. That's God. That's why I love the Lord. He's amazing. But the fact that here was this agent that the Lord had used, a scout, to scout her, who, by the way, what was he doing in the strip joint? Yeah, he was trying to act as if, she was a lady of the night, so the stuff there, A girl wasn't. I don't know what she was doing in the strip club. Not my business, right? But what was he doing there? So anyways, and on top of it, right after shooting the Vogue, she got a contract for one of the biggest designer brand that, all these young fashion kids love. The biggest designer, one of the biggest Italian designer brands. You guess it, she had a contract. So here it is. She's got a massive deal, an amazing campaign that, of course, everyone noticed. A great campaign, Vogue, followed by this brand. But it reminds me of a young model I once scouted, and I've scouted many models who had issues, who had some issues that you don't even want to share. But I remember finding this young kid. It was me and one of my agents, and we were in a club one night in New York, and next thing you know, we scouted this kid, and I had the agent, she's Austrian, and I said, oh, give him my card and stuff. Both of us went like, did you see that kid? Like, yeah, he's amazing. So next thing you know, gave the card. The next day he called, and next thing you know, found out that he was actually a drug dealer. Can't make these stories up. So, but 17 years old. He was 17 years old and he was doing drugs. But beautiful, beautiful Hispanic kid there. Well, amazing thing about this kid, had a heart of gold. A heart of gold. Right after we told him that we want to represent him, I guess it was for the first time someone had actually said to him that how precious he was to others and how beautiful he was in the sight of God or to others, and that others saw him as beautiful. He never went back dealing drugs, never did. And had a beautiful career until he left the business. But it just so reminds me that God will go into the pit of hell or wherever, a nightclub, a stripper joint, and he will say, that's mine. That's my kid. That one is beautiful. And I'm going to take them from this place to the cover or pages of Vogue or Gucci or Versace or whatever, or whatever, GQ, whatever. But that's how God is. And he did the same. This is how Christ is. When Christ was, and what he did when he was choosing his 12 supermodels, that called the disciples, when he was choosing them, he chose so many different people, different characters. Look at even Judas. He chose Judas, who he knew was going to betray him. He chose Peter, big mouth Peter. Sounds, like someone, He chose Peter, who was a fisherman. And Peter was having a great business, fishing and selling fish and all that stuff. And God said to him, and the Lord or Christ said, follow me and I'll make you fishers of men. And how beautiful that is, that just being scouted and then being taken from one level to the other, from glory to glory to glory. So my message to you this week is, you never know where God is going to find you. You never know where he's going to pull you from and take you from where you are to greater heights. He doesn't judge or condemn. He's just totally amazing. And he'll give you and put you on the pages of Vogue when you least expect it. So anyways, trust your agent. Trust the scout, Christ. Shabbat Shalom. Have a blessed weekend. God bless you, and I'll speak to you again next week. Stay blessed. Ciao.